If I don't speak loud enough, you can just wave in the back and I'll make sure you can hear me. My name is Rob Patterson. I've been lucky enough that I've actually lived in this town now going on 19 years. The lucky part for me is I can walk to work every day because I live on Westbrook Drive, which is that little dead-end street by the tennis courts, which I've told everybody are mine. So the nice part is I have 3 children. I have a 16-year-old, I have a 13-year-old, and I have a 4-year-old. Yes, his name is Oops. And that's been the best part about, I'll tell you, going back and forth about taking a job in your own town at which you work. I had always been a member on and off at the community center over the last couple of years. I've been in the fitness business since I was 18, so now 27 years. It's all the only field I've ever been in. And when the job came open and I was approached, my wife said, "Okay, big boy, now it's time to put her shut up." Because I've done it for myself for so long, and when you criticize other people or you have something to say, my wife finally said, "Well, why don't you do it for the place that you live?" And after long consideration, I said, "You know what?" And getting my kids involved, saying, "You do understand, we're part of this community. It'd be nice to give back, but we're going to do it a little different." And I will tell you, it's probably been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. It's probably the hardest thing I've ever done. Did I know everything going in? Absolutely not. Do I think I'll know everything going further? Absolutely not, because it changes every day. The best part about it is being able to see the change in people's lives and faces every day. I will tell you, when I started in May, children under 16 weren't even allowed in the building without an adult. And I looked around and I said, "It is way too quiet in here for me." And I said, if we're going to make this a community center, we have to make this a place for everybody to feel welcome. That means everybody, my goal was, what my father taught me, I wanted everybody to feel welcome from the time they're born to the time they're gone. And we didn't have that. And I will say today, one of the things I'm most proud of is we have something there to offer everybody. From 6 months old babies in the pool to senior programs, as far as I'm concerned, better than anybody else. There's been good news with growth and bad news with growth, okay? Because you can't please everybody all the time, but we do our best. What I will tell you is what we were most proud of is last year was the first time in 8 years that revenue actually went up at the community center. And this year we're projecting already that we'll be substantially over last year, which will be the first time in the 10 years that we've been there. And how we've done that is, it's not just about the money, it's about how we brought this to be back to a community center. We have teen night that's offered the first Saturday of every month. When we first started, everybody said, that's not going to work. Kids aren't going to come here. I said, well, let's try. And we were nice enough that we got a sponsor from my friends at physical therapy because there are costs involved. Because I said, I want it to be free. I don't want to have any excuse for kids not to come. First Saturday night, we had 22. Oh, Rob, is this going to work? You know what? I'm the one giving it up. I don't mind being there. As long as you guys don't mind being there, I'll be there. Well, I would say our average Saturday night now, and anytime you guys want to come volunteer for that, I'd be more than welcome to have you. Because when you have 125 teenagers in your building on a Saturday night, wow. That's great. And what's really, really neat, and I say this all the time, my son, I have a 13-year-old who is quote-unquote pretty cool. And, I see him on his texting, and he's texting. I'm like, can you read his text? And it's like, hey, we're not the community center anymore. We're not the Caldwell Community Center. We're the center. So if you don't know teenagers anymore, when you're down to one word, it's a cool place to be. And he said, Dad, remember, the community center's cool. You never will be. And I said, I remember that on a daily basis. I think I would love everybody there to get over and see, the rock wall that your sign is above. Yeah. The kids are over there playing on it every day at camp. It helps my counselors out, I can't tell you. Trying to find and keep people occupied and safe and healthy. Things like that is what makes this community special. The things that they don't know that we do. Yes, we have membership and we have the best swim lessons. And, I think we have one of the best overall facilities to offer people. The things that we're doing now that to me are so special is, and I'm proud to say I was actually just to be on the board of swimming. again, these are people that approached me and Joanne and said, my fitness director, you know, we would like to do something for people with stroke and Parkinson's. They don't really have facilities like ours, don't really accept them because it's, you know, they're worried about this, that, and I said, well, you know what, let's try it. And they said, well, how much do we need? I said, I don't charge for a pool. I said, if it's volunteerism, that one-to-one basis, and I think we had 17 people yesterday come in from swimming. And I'm very, you know, and I'm also very proud that I was just asked to be on the board. So, and I've accepted them to help them grow and be in more facilities, to help these people, because we found that with stroke and Parkinson's, water therapy is one of the safest, best ways for them to participate. But again, what makes our facility special is every single one of those people has to have a volunteer to get in the waterway. Okay, and that's what this center provides. One of the things that I guess is a success story, probably one of the highlights of my career, is if anybody doesn't know, I actually have a handicapped son, even though he won't admit he's handicapped anymore, and that's sort of the way we raised him. We were going to start a Special Olympics program when we first started, because we had my aquatics director had a little autistic boy that she worked with, who we all adopted there, and we loved the family. And my son, I said, you know, and I had a friend at Special Olympics, and I said, you know, why don't we start a little swim team here just for a couple of kids? Fine. That was 3. Then it was 5. I will tell you, we have now in 6 weeks the second biggest team in North Jersey, where unfortunately we had to turn some children away, and hopefully we'll expand that program. I will tell you the highlights of that. We had 21 kids just swim. Diane knows we're sending pictures. The council people were just there. It's all free. We don't charge. It's 100% volunteer. 6 o'clock every Sunday night. I get 20 people to get in the water with 20 special needs kids, and not just special needs kids. We're also one of the only places in New Jersey that we don't care what your disability was. It wasn't just physical. It wasn't just Downs. We have the biggest, I think, autism contingent. And if you want to see something really cute, any Sunday night, we love people to come watch. The kids love it. The families love it. It is one of the best things you'll ever be a part of. And I'll tell you the funniest story. We started this knowing that we had to get kids to a meet to qualify for Trenton in June. Well, half these kids could swim, but getting them to know what a buzzer was, getting them changed. The funniest part of the whole thing was we had to get them separated from their parents. Because the rule of Special Olympics is the kids go one way with their volunteer, the parents have to stay separate. Well, we decided, okay, we'll test this. Parents, when you come in, you give your bag to the volunteer and your kid goes off, you have to go in a separate room. The crying that went on, I can't tell you. The problem is, it wasn't the kids. The kids were perfectly fine. So now parents are going, so we can drop them and go to dinner? I said, Calandra's up the street. These are parents that hadn't been separated ever from their children, that now feel so confident. And I'm not talking volunteers my age. I'm talking, I went to everybody. I have 14-year-old Cyclone girls that are swimmers, that they're so attached, they're now shadowing these kids who had never been able to go to camp. Their kids are attending my full camp because they have a shadow. Because they've developed such a bond that not only are we helping these kids, I think we're also helping our kids learn what it's like to give back and how rewarding it can be to be part of a community and how selfless it is to help somebody else. And I don't know who's getting more out of it. And I know you guys are always used to being hit up for money. That's not what I do. What I do is we prove that we're self-sufficient. When I'm also very, very, I don't know how Jessica and Alicia did it. That's the 2 young ladies running. We've outfitted every single kid in a uniform from head to toe. We did it by selling bracelets, doing private donations. In 4 weeks, she raised over $6,000 with no donation greater than $250. So we're talking this grassroots effort. We're talking every volunteer taking a bag of 20 bracelets and selling them for $2 each. We're talking, you know, just asking 5, 10, 20. We've literally outfitted these kids who have never been on a team, have been outfitted head to toe, from swimsuit to shorts to T-shirts to jackets.